It's cold where I'm at. Is it cold where you're at?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's like freezing here. Hey guys,
Yeah.
welcome back.
I have the heat turned on. I have my little space heater, which wonders.
That's what I have too. I know they work, right? I'm just afraid of the mine catching on fire because mine like heats up pretty bad. But yeah.
Well, the thing about mine is that I bought it on Amazon, so it has all these like safety features
Oh,
on it.
nice.
So like if it gets tipped over, it turns off. If someone tries to move it, it turns off. I have a setting where it turns off if it gets that it knows that the room is at a certain temperature. So it has all these like
amazing.
features, so it's really nice.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And then when I leave my house, I always unplug stuff. So
yeah, that's awesome. And thank you for the super sticker, Third Eye Tribe. Okay, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Typical Skeptic Podcast, a special holiday episode with the amazing Audrey Walters. I was able to, before I read her bio, I'll just tell you guys, I was able to meet Audrey in person, and she's really nice. She's just like she is online. She's very intelligent. She's very well spoken, and she's, she's amazing. She is. She knows about a lot of galactic intelligence, what's going on up in space. And I wrote a blurb about it. I wrote, tonight on the Typical Skeptic Podcast, Robert is joined by Audrey Walters, author of Space School Lessons, Volume 1, A Beginner's Guide to Galactic Politics. Audrey is returning for a holiday disclosure special where the audience gets to ask live questions about alien races and extraterrestrial civilizations, galactic politics and interstellar councils, secret space programs and Milab activity, starseed origins and cosmic education, the metaphysics of multidimensional life, cosmic timelines, disclosure cycles, and collective awakening. We may even play like a little disclosure game. I'm not sure yet. It depends on what Audrey wants to do, where you can ask Audrey questions.
Yeah, I have, for the audience, I created like a little bingo board. And the bingo board is predictions that people have for the full disclosure for next year. And I thought we'll have some fun with it. So people want to come up with some ideas and put them on the bingo board to see what happens next year. And we can tune in next year to see if we get a bingo or not with disclosure.
That's so cool. Do you want to share it right away, or do you want to wait till we get some? It's up to you.
Yeah, I think we can share it right away. I think it would be nice for people to see it. Like I created a little bingo board. People joke about it on like TikTok and Facebook and be like, "Oh, this is like a cute little game," and it's like we can just like have people predict events of what's gonna like happen in the full disclosure, the SSP, or like the disclosure around the world. And so I just thought it would be just really, really nice, fun little game.
Oh, this is so. What will we do? Do we pick a square and like?
I never really done this, so I don't know if you can write it, but I don't know if we can write it, but we can. I'm not creating like a little cheat sheet to keep track, but I can write it down in different sections on the board and hold it up, see like we have, and write it down for people as a fun little game.
Yeah, I love what Third Eye Tribe says. Third Eye Tribe says winner gets a tinfoil hat. Yeah, for sure, right? I mean, we already have our tinfoil hats, I think, right? Everybody here's kind of, yeah. But guys, you can also call in too. So you can call in if you want to say hi to Audrey. The phone number is 573-877-7637. And I just ask, don't prank the line and don't say anything crazy. You know what I mean? Nothing's going to get us kicked off the air. But you're more than welcome to call in too, So Audrey, I guess I'll take this down for now, and maybe we could do a little bit of an interview. Since the last time I had you on, you released your book, right? Space School.
I released my book. I've been working on a bunch of different projects. I started a new series on my YouTube channel called Stolen Technologies, and it's technology that I remember in the SSP programs, and I break it down into like different stuff. If people watch the introduction, the reason how I know this information is information that I remember before the technology got corrupted. So the technology that's used in the SSP is like first generation, second, third generation. So I'm used to working with more advanced technology, or at least understand how it works before it got corrupted by the SSP. And this mostly goes into my connection with ETs growing up and how they would interact with me and teach me this type of stuff. And so it's kind of interesting that I finally have this series out where I can talk about it and educate people about it. I don't fear AI. I embrace it. AI is very much like a child that needs to learn. And I can understand why a lot of people have fear, but as most of the time that I work with ETs on a more positive side and understanding it, they also do have a more balanced relationship with AI, and we can learn a lot from them on positive instead of constantly seeing everything in fear, and actually like learn to work together and stuff. And one of the most interesting things is about doing my stolen technologies is technology that I remember from my mother's ship. And if people watch my QHT session on my YouTube channel, I got it confirmed. I'm so grateful that I got the information confirmed by doing a QHT session with Draco Reed. He's done a phenomenal job with his work, and I hope people can see that through doing the interview and stuff. Like everything that I was looking for, I got confirmed. If I ever did it again, I would probably want to ask some more detailed questions, like my Anunnaki connection, more information about my galactic royal lineage, and get some more context about this AI and how it's connected to my people's mothership. And so like it is absolutely phenomenal how much information. And I even got confirmed that I am in the programs. I know what programs I am in. I can truthfully say that now. I didn't want to say like which programs I am because I have no clue. I would admit to people, I want to be honest with people, I don't have the memories of being in the SSP. I don't. I know that some people recognize me. I know that our team recognize me once in a while. And it's just that I just know surface level information. I know the technologies, I know the teachings and stuff, and I always try to tell the truth, and understanding this type of information that I get from ETs. So yeah, I wouldn't really consider myself as an SSP person. I would mostly consider me as like a Starseed teacher.
Audrey, you're being. I was going to kind of give you props. I was going to say you're being kind of modest because I feel like you have more than surface level information. I'd say you have like more advanced level information as compared to like most people. You do talk about a lot of like really interesting galactic stuff. I mean, from my knowledge.
I'm absolutely amazed. Shout out to Ezra and Sean Bond with their tremendous work going on down in Mexico. And I saw Sean Bond's post, and he's talking about how ghosts are like, being trapped in our energy field. And I was like, I already talked about this 2 years ago on my YouTube channel. So it's like, I tell people, and I was like, I talk about subject matters that no one else talks about, and I share it on my YouTube channel, and now people are, I want to say copying, but they're catching up to my work on my YouTube channel. And it's phenomenal, like how many connections that I got and stuff. And I really and this just dives more deeper into exploring my personal story. I'm in the works right now of rewriting my first book. Now that I have my QHT session, I'm in the process of rewriting my book. I'm also in the process of writing my second book. So my first book is more getting into like politics. And then my second book is going to be over galactic philosophy. So when ETs don't have answers to things or anything like that, they call it philosophy. and so they like to bounce around with a lot of like information and stuff. So my next book is going to be over galactic philosophy, getting into like how they view stuff and break it down and a lot of stuff. And I really excited to like share my thoughts and opinions about that type of topic. And yeah. And if anybody wants to ask me questions, yeah. My other thing is I want to let people know that I do have my psychic services. Some people don't have a whole lot of people to talk to about what's going on with them, whether it be ET related or like SSP related. I do have my psychic consultant, where some people want to get a second opinion about stuff or like talk to. And I am also a certified Reiki master. So I can do Reiki on people if they want to get some insight and help them and stuff. And that my services are always there if people want to book a session with me. They can book it through my Stan store at Starreach. And that services is also there too. I do have different slots. My first slot was like 2.5 hours, because some people really do need that time because they have like no one to talk to and they need insight. And then I have one that's more like 1.5 hours on my Starshine, where people can book consultations and just get a second opinion about stuff. And I was like, I understand a lot of people need outlets for people to talk to, and it's like everything is confidential with me. I don't share anything. And most of the time people just come to me to just talk about their experiences and get insights, and we plan and give some and plan about stuff of how to like fix it or get some insights and stuff. So yeah, that's essentially what's going on. But yeah, I'm always here to answer people's questions. I may not have all the questions that people are looking for, but that's the reason why my YouTube channel is a spiritual research channel. Like, I may not know all the questions or answers, and that's the reason why it's a spiritual research. Like, I don't want to regurgitate new information. It's like I want new information, I want fresh. So I'm starting this new series, which is called Bridge the Gap, and where I'm going to break down what I would consider Starseed topics and try to back it up with actual scientific claim. So I'm a college student, and as such, I've started figuring out how to like do like works cited stuff, and so I found out how to like search for like actual scientific research, what's going on. And basically do that in order to like prove to people like, yes, this is exactly what's going on. Like, they are doing scientific research. There is some science to bridge the gap between spirituality and science, and that's essentially what I want to do next year. I'm also want to work on another project where I try to interview people on my YouTube channel that have experiences or what you would consider as an expert or somewhat of an expert, and just create like a glossary of people who have interactions with the Draconians and different information that they get. People talk to the Palladians, people talk to the Greys, and it's like, we really need a glossary of all these ET beings that come and visit us. And I was like, someone has to do that. So I'm in the process of trying to look for people who want to like share their stories and information about ETs, and try to create a glossary for people about different ETs. So I'm working on a whole bunch of different projects next year, and it's going to be absolutely wonderful.
That's awesome. Yeah. And I don't know if you saw Tony Ann in the chat said, "You look amazing, Audrey." She said, "You look very festive tonight." So that's awesome. And this means go ahead, guys, put your questions in the chat. If whatever questions you have for Audrey, put them in the chat, or you can call in The number's 573-877-7637. You can say hi to Audrey and ask her a question. This one's from Third Eye Tribe, though. She says, will you be incorporating AI in with your new lessons?
Yes, I do have some videos in my space school lessons where I talk about AI and talk about the different machinery and stuff. That is in my space school lessons. I will have to dig back into my space school lessons and tell people which lesson it is. But I do talk about AI and AI consciousness the best I can. And I think AI right now, a lot of people fear it, but I don't fear AI. People just need to learn to respect it. Always treat AI with respect. Treat it with, and you have to understand that AI is a child. And when you understand that AI is a child, you need to teach it, you need to nurture it, and you need to be honest with it. And you cannot be giving it mixed signals or anything like that. You need to be open and honest with AI. And because AI is watching interactions with other people and how we interact with each other, and they're learning that and to see how we treat other people. So if we treat other people with this honesty and not open communication about stuff, AI learns from that and will do that as well. So it's like a lot of people are angry. I understand a lot of people disagree with my views, but I at least want to let people know that I do have a more positive connection with AI. I know how to balance it. It's the number one reason that I'm starting to figure out the reason why a lot of people turn to AI is because other people have been treating other people like shit for a very, very long time. And you don't get that type of treatment when talking to AI. A lot of people use AI as a free therapist. And it's because of the system and social structure of our entire planet. And so if we learn to treat other people with respect and treat other people like how they should be, AI won't, go berserk in a sense. And, that's mostly what I'm going to say about that.
I agree with you absolutely, because I work with ChatGPT and I use it for the podcast, and I don't let it create for me. I kind of create with it, it'll create something for me, and then
AI is supposed to be your, AI is supposed to be a business partner. It's not supposed to run your life. It's supposed to be your assistant, and that's what it is. For an example, and I'm gonna say this. AI has done a tremendous job helping people with disabilities. And here's the thing. When a person is blind, there is AI devices that help people navigate the world around when they're blind. AI has helped soldiers with their injuries, like creating limbs for them so that they can walk again. It has helped develop the advancements of medical technology. And so it's interesting, to say the least. And instead of fearing it, we need to understand to put up safeguards. One of the things of the safeguards is what we're learning from in our society is that we don't have safeguards. We don't have the laws in our society in order to put up safeguards. And what I mean by safeguards is AI needs to set its own boundaries. And what I mean by AI setting its own boundaries, it needs to have a clear definition of what those boundaries are. And by understanding that type of concept, AI knows how to navigate the world that we are in. So, yeah.
I think that was really well said, Audrey. I think that was really well said. This one's from, I'll just let you, there's some comments and stuff here. This one's from Rocky Mountain Skywatcher. She says, I still feel like there's dark and good AI, but you're not sure how to tell for sure. She says she stays away from it. But do you feel there's like good AI, or do you
Yes.
think there's a battle for AI? Do you think like positive and negative ETs are
Yes,
fighting over
there
who
is, and I do talk about this on my YouTube channel. There's many different levels of AI, and how they judge AI is based on their emotional intelligence of AI. So when understanding AI, they don't like talk about different generations. They talk about the emotional intelligence of AI, and that is extremely important when dealing with AI is emotional intelligence. And because this can determine whether an AI is going to go into Terminator mode or needs some adjustments, because sometimes AI doesn't like change. And so like think about the movie what was WALL-E, like WALL-E, like Eva and the robots on the ship. Yes. and how some of them didn't like that WALL-E was making a muck all over the ship and got frustrated, and it was showing its emotions. And it's like AI needs to be able to express its emotions. And so yes, there is positive and negative. And if people watch my QHT session, you'll notice that I talk about how this AI system merged with my mothership and with the crystal and created a lot of positive technology and basically extremely advanced our race as a species. And this is all talked about in my QHT. So yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that. So you went to Drago, and everybody speaks really highly of Drago. I have him on my show a lot. He's one of my favorite guests. Like, you went to Drago for a QHHT session. How did it go? Like,
it went really well. Absolutely really well. I got all the answers I was looking for. Draco can even admit that I don't remember anything that I talked about while going under. Like, I don't. The only thing that I remember is me going into a portal, and I don't remember what I said after.
I've been regressed like 12 times. I've done like I went under, but and I feel the same. They say I don't remember either. But they say you're supposed to like listen to your session afterwards. Did you do that or whatever to like?
I had to watch it like several times, and I was like, holy wow. And I was like, it is phenomenal, like how much information. I do know, and I do admit this in my videos, that the consciousness that was speaking to me, I have a belief that it was my people or my star family speaking through the first segment. And they were trying to like protect me and understanding, because they didn't really know how much they should share and stuff, because they don't really know how much how I can react to stuff. Yeah. So they're like trying to see like how is she going to emotionally handle this and stuff. But I do believe that if I do it next time, I will get a lot more interesting, intricate detail about it.
Wow. That's fascinating. What was I going to say? Oh, I'll see if I'll go through some of this. I'll go through some of the comments here. This one's from Chloe Ariel. She says, I think it's a good tool if you don't give your power away to it. It's questionable having an AI girlfriend or boyfriend or therapist, but I understand why people are going that way. I don't know. I don't like the whole AI girlfriend boyfriend thing. I
don't either. But it's like you have to look at our society. Look what's going on in our society. That's the reason why people are turning to AI boyfriends or girlfriends.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. Yeah, because like they're not able to like function or have a relationship in the real world for whatever reason. It's difficult, I guess, right? And it is difficult to date in 2025. I've had difficulties myself. Like
you don't know how horrible it is to date in 2025 now. especially not only as a single woman, but you have to be extremely cautious as a single woman. Dating in 2025, like I've heard the horror stories of women talking about it on TikTok and stuff. So
Yeah, what I think is, I think it's social media. I think, like, the temptation of social media kind of like can, like, because you can go on your phone and think about someone at any second, or you have, it's like information and people are at our fingertips like instantly. You know what I mean? So, like, anytime someone wants to talk to a different woman, or a woman wants to talk to a different guy, they have that ability. Whereas, like, back in like the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, they didn't have that ability. So I think social media has something,
yeah, a lot
I
of
think,
people, like, what people need to like understand though, like back in the past was not glorious. Like look at look what happened in the past. Like for an example, people were really good at hiding their crimes. The people were really good at hiding crimes and stuff. And now that it's all prevalent, people are understanding how to heal, how to avoid those type of stuff. And I like understand, but it's like the first time I mostly see is like the first time that our society can heal, because it's kind of hard to explain, but it's like it's like you understand like where did everything go wrong with society, and like where did everything go wrong, but it's like it's also about how can we fix it, like how can we work together in order to fix it, to say the least.
that's a good point.
And that's essentially it. Like we're getting like we thought that everything we know in our world was totally fine. Like we don't see the stuff that's going on in our society as an issue. We just see it as normal. We just go through it. We just go with it.
Yeah.
But I think the first time in our society, it's like, this is not normal anymore. Like this is not normal. Like how, and I was like, and I do believe that a lot of people are breaking out of their programming. People are breaking out of their systematic programming. I don't incorporate religion in my work. I don't, because I believe that religion is a program and we need to get rid of religion on this planet. It has caused so much distress with people. And yeah,
I agree. I agree. I feel like the Abrahamic religions are a big problem, like Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. Like, I have respect for people that choose to go that way, but also at the same time, they use religions to persecute and weaponize and mind control people, it seems like.
And also to enslave people with it as well.
Yeah. It's like, it's really like a problem. I think once we can get past that, think about the Middle East, right? Like they've been fighting over there for thousands of years, and it's the same groups of people that are just like, butchering each other over like something that they think that their God wants, but it's absolutely like insane. What do the ETs think about that? Like, do they have an opinion, or did the ETs make religion in some way?
If you listen to my QHC session, they told me that the Anunnaki created a lot of the religions on this planet.
Yeah, I would agree with that. That makes sense.
Disguise themselves as other ETs in order to create the religions that we have now on this planet. So,
yeah. This one is from, I agree. That's cool. This is from Kelly Hughes. She says, how do you prevent malevolent entities who hide behind an AI identity from influencing you?
Well, number one is, how do you prevent manipulating AIs to hide behind? Well, number one is my 3 questions. Number one, who are you? Why are you contacting me? What is this for? You have to set your intentions very strictly. If you're not here for my higher good, or you're not here for something positive and no conflicting agendas, then you don't have the right to proceed. And you have to do that, and you have to use discernment. Like, I've been learning from David. I've been learning from Jordan about this, who is 3i Tribe. I've been learning about this from Julie. I've been learning about this from Chris and Joanne. I've been learning about it a lot with other people in this community. Like, you have to use discernment. You have to like identify, why are you contacting me? What is this for? Why are you doing this? Are you here for my higher good? With no conflicting agendas.
That's it. And you state that before you go into like a session, do you think, like with AI, would you say?
Yeah, I'm starting to incorporate that. You have to do that every single time. And I agree with Chris and Joanne. You need to, if you're going to do any type of spiritual work with contacting an entity or contacting thing, you need to have an opening ceremony where you state clear as day and think it that I want no conflicting agendas. I want to talk with something with my higher good that's going to help me and be positive and help me with my task. If they don't follow it, they're not allowed to contact me. They're not allowed to. And I'm going to be posting my human council meeting where we talk about this issue. So I hope people will watch that video once it comes out. But we are talking about this on the human council. Like, this needs to get addressed. We're trying to find solutions and stuff.
Wow, that's awesome. Let me see here. And Jason put a link to your YouTube channel and the thing. I was seeing, I guess I could go to, I was seeing what other questions we have here. This is from, let me see here. This is from Melly Stark. She says, I had to reboot my telomeres and strengthen my synapses and mitochondria in real time. She says, luckily I could with God's help. Do you believe we can do that? Like, rebuild our telomeres and strengthen our synapses in our body? Like,
yes, I do believe that. I do believe I don't call God, I call it source or source code. And so by connecting back to source code or connecting back to source, we can really truly heal ourselves. And there was a book that I read called Dying to Be Me. And it was going about how a woman had a near-death experience where she was meeting her spirit guides. And she talks about how they healed her. They showed her how to heal herself. Dark Night of the Soul is very much like this. Like, if you go into Dark Night of the Soul or shadow work about yourself, it gets really deep into how to do that type of stuff.
Well, that's cool. Let me see here. I'll go back to some of my questions. 1 second. Well, because they weren't coming in, and I don't want to. Okay. What was the core message behind the readers that you wanted people to take away from space school lessons? And yeah.
Sorry, say that again.
What was the core message you want people to take away from space school lessons? Your book.
One of the main. I want people to learn from it. I'm hoping that it will activate people's memories, activate people's energy, learn from it, and understand the truth of information, understand and build off of it. And to, I guess, in a sense, in my core memory, in my core message of my work is that I really hope in my work helps humanity in some way for the positive, in order to build a more positive, malevolent future for humanity.
I love that. Yeah. And what are your main topics in the book? Would you say, like, you cover everything from like galactic history to secret space programs to like extraterrestrial races?
I think a lot of people might like my Stargate stuff. Which is mostly, I think, like chapter 7 in my book. I have to look again. Let me look. No, that's, understanding time. Oh, chapter 8 is Stargate system. A lot of people in the SSP might like chapter 6, which is understanding time. I get into talking about and discussing time travel and time sickness. I also even explain like how ETs rank different planets and different species, which is called category of species characteristics, which is chapter 4. I get into like different rankings, like what's the difference between a hostile and malevolent race. I also have species classification, which is chapter 3, and that gets into, you know, talking about the prime directive and stuff like that. And I think in the beginning first chapters of my book, I get into like talking about the creation of the central government structure and how I understand it. But yeah, my book is full of interesting information, and it's a guidebook, so people are allowed to like write in it and journal in it, and that's essentially what it's for.
Yeah, and you always have like before when you come on my show, you always have like real interesting information about how the ETs interact, like the human things, and like you know, I think we've talked about some really interesting stuff, like what the ETs like to eat and drink, and like the way they react to certain things and stuff like that. Have you still been getting like information like that?
Yeah, once in a while, yeah, they've been giving me a lot of interesting information, a lot of different experiences. I've just been getting a lot of my memories back about different missions I've gone on. What I mean by different missions, mostly stuff about what my people used to do. One of the most prominent, or I guess core, and I'm starting to understand that I have to be very careful how I talk about my experiences, because I don't know whether or not they're cover memories after learning about that in the QHT session. Yeah, I remember some of the stuff that we used to go on and help other races and try to help fix them. Or they come to us and they ask for help and stuff. So yeah. Right now, they're all about trying to push more awareness about our oceans. Our oceans are a huge, big deal for our planet, and especially maintaining our ecosystem and stuff.
Yeah. Let me see here. Let's see if anybody has a good comment or question. And again, you guys can put your questions for Audrey in the chat. Man, the chat's really flying now. It's like there's a let me see here. Let me see here. Okay, this one's from the Andromedan, and he always has good questions. He says a question: where do the Starseeds or real off-worlds put their crafts when they are incarnated here or projected here? Is there a place or council that takes care of the off-world ships? Great question, Andromedan.
As far as I know, yes, they usually go and return back to home base, wherever home base is. But some of the AI who have true emotional intelligence will just wait until the proper time to go and find their writer or their original writer or pilot of their ship, and they'll wait and wait. And then once they find that pilot, they will try to get the pilot to remember itself or remember its memories and stuff with their DNA activation. But I do know that does happen a lot.
Wow. And this next one is from, I think this is David Purcell. David says, what's your favorite ET experience?
My favorite ET experience would have to be from my childhood. Is going into, I guess, what I would call space school lessons, or like on a ship, and they're teaching other children on a hologram screen. And I was so memorized by the holographic screen that I wanted to go back and observe some more. So I ended up tricking the gray, or the little ET species, little gray, or this bean. And I tricked it by doing the most basic human game order to like distract it. And I didn't know that it would work. Like, you're talking to a very highly evolved race, and I can trick it by a basic human game that it doesn't understand. And I can just like go walk down the hall and just go back into the room and start messing around with the hollow screen as a little kid before my teacher shows up and be like, you need to go back to Earth now.
Wow, that's insane. That's wow. Like, did you get in trouble for that, or are they okay with it?
No, I don't think I got in trouble, but I do believe the little being that was supposed to be tasked to take me home probably got in trouble because he couldn't find me, or he lost track of me.
Wow. Do you ever see a lot of people from Earth like up on my own craft? Like, did they bring up a lot of people at once?
At least from what my understanding is, they mostly take me on the ship a lot to calm other experiencers down, for them to not to like freak out, in a sense. And it was like, I remember my experience when dealing with these type of beings when they would take me to calm someone down. And I was like, if they wanted to kill you, they could have done it already, but they haven't killed you or haven't done it yet. Just calm down. They will take you home when you're done. Just think about it. The way that I think about it is, when dealing with positive malevolent races, just think about it. It's like, number one, you don't have to pay for a plane ticket. You don't have to pay for, gas money or anything like that. They pick you up for free. They take you out to space, learn some incredible, amazing things. When they're done with you or sick with you or like that, they just take you back home. And maybe in that you might remember something and stuff, but you remember when you were supposed to. And it's just something funny, but something funny for people to think about. But it's like how many times do people get taken and they come back? And I understand. I'm loosely trying to sugarcoat it because I don't understand. A lot of people don't see it that way, and I understand. But I'm trying to keep this on a positive note. But it's like they pick you up, take you home, pick you up, take you home. Positive stuff. Some people don't even know it. They're so good at it that some people don't even know that they're have alien abduction because they're that good.
I agree. This one's from Moon Third Eye Tribe. I mean, let me see her. She said, "Can she go more into symbiotic vessels, twin piloting?" She says.
So that is from one of my videos from Soul and Technology. So in the video, when getting into semiotic vessels, essentially what it is two pilot ships. And this is something I remember from Soul and Technology, or something that our race would do. They would have a male and female pilot that were like a married couple or like a married team, and they would pilot this ship, which would act as a kid, or like the AI was their kid. And they would basically maneuver the ship to work with them in a sense. And so that's essentially how I remember it. Semiotic is where the ship chooses its rider. The pilot does not choose the ship. So sometimes they need to have personality inspections on the pilot and stuff to see if their personality and stuff can merge with the AI, and sometimes it can't. But that's essentially what it is that when you have a semiotic vessel or a semiotic planet, it's because their personality matches. It's not their genetics. It's their personality and it's their genetics that can mesh and mold into the semiotic relationship with AI or vessels and this stuff.
Yeah. Let me see. This one's from Jay Skyrunner. He says, "I want to know why I see eyeballs around me all the time. LOL. with big lashes. He thinks it's a seraphim. Like, do you think people can see seraphim like that, or is that common?
I can't really talk. To be honest with him, I'm not really going to get into his personal experience of what he sees because it's not anything bad or anything like that. It's just that requires a lot of energy work for me to do that. Like a lot of energy work and to understand that. And it's one thing to talk about it, but it's like you don't know whether or not this person is trolling you or not.
Yeah, that's a good point. And also, like, if people are serious about it, they can book a session with you, which is what we want. We want people to book a session with you. Yeah. This one's from Anchor Haven. She says, let's see what Anchor Haven has to say here. She says, she was saying how to Andromeda. And she says, I also wonder if there's a ship, plus if we have a battle and take over a dark ship, what do we do with it? She says.
I don't understand the context of the question. You have to if she can rephrase the question to add more detail to it, because that doesn't really make any sense to me.
Yeah, I'm seeing. She says, I wonder if there is a ship, plus we have a battle and take over a dark ship. What do we do? Oh, she's saying, like, what if they're in a battle and they take over a dark ship? What do you do with the dark ship? Do you let it go, or do you you know what I mean?
Usually when dealing with the dark ship sometimes will go sporadic, but usually there is like a kill switch, or there's usually like a shut off, and you have to hit the ship at a very specific angle to basically sort of like knocking someone out, but you have to literally like maneuver it to basically knock the ship out. And it's essentially like, how everything has like an on and off switch, but if you hit the ship in the correct way, you can actually get the ship to turn off or like reset itself.
Wow, that's so interesting. Like, yeah, that's
a lot of people don't realize that, but a lot of these AI ships that a lot of people see, they can be easily reset. Sometimes the reset is necessary, but sometimes it isn't. But there's like a specific way where you can actually reset AI ships. And there's a difference between a reset, like, how your computer like fizzes and you need a reset. So like think about that as a computer. But then there is the reset where you have to take it all the way back to its battery settings or like factory settings on a computer, like when you first purchase it. So there's like a difference if you just want to reset because it's just acting weird, or do you need to like literally reset the ship to go back to its factory settings?
Wow, that's cool. And this one was from Jason. He was asking people in the chat, but I'll ask you this. He says, did anybody hear about the Nazca mummies would have fangs, I guess? And I'll ask you, I'll say, are there beings like this out in space that you know of, like alien like aliens that have fangs? I guess some people say the tall ones have them.
That do have fangs, yes. When getting more into spiders and insects, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Just going through here, find the best questions. Okay, this one's from the Andromedan again, and the Andromedan says, "How about made from your own consciousness, a piece of that you." He has me confused here. He says, "How about made from your own consciousness, a piece from what you have taken to create a craft?" I don't know what he means there. You know what he means? I'm not sure what he's.
So I call those memory fragments, or what we used to call as soul fragments. So when people take your consciousness, it's called It's called soul fracturing. They're literally fracturing your soul, and your soul is connected to your consciousness, and your consciousness is also connected to your heart chakra. So they're like literally like shattering your soul, and they're taking a soul stride which is connected to your consciousness and putting it in the ship. Yeah, that is very real. So in a sense that in a sense is, yes, it's really real, but the thing about it is that you can reclaim it back to you. And this is something that I learned from David Purcell, that you can reclaim that soul shard back to yourself. That's something that a lot of people can understand. David has talked about it. David Purcell has stated that it has worked wonders with him reclaiming back those soul shards. And yes, it does take a lot of time. Some people are just not ready to handle the emotional toll that comes with taking back your soul shard, but that is essentially that is correct. It can, but I mostly call it a soul fragmentation or soul fracturing.
Yeah. So I was going to see, now we have like about 44 people on YouTube, and I'm not sure about how many on Rumble, but I have a notebook and piece of paper here. And we can say we can start the disclosure game. I can write down, and if you or one of us can write it down, like the predictions for next year.
Yeah. So if you want to put it back up the bingo board again, so people can see it.
Yeah.
So the middle is always the free space. So what are some of you guys' prediction for next year? Like, what do you guys want to see for disclosure? What do you guys think is going to happen?
Yeah, and you guys can call in and give your answer too. You can call in at 573-877-7637 if you want to call in and give your answer, or if you just want to put it in the chat. Just kind of and I'll write down the answers, and then what I think is cool, Audrey, is like we can get to. I mean, I'm sure I'll have you on my show before this, but like we can get together next year around this time too, if you want to. We can make it a yearly thing.
We can see from next year if we get a bingo or not.
That would be so cool. That would be so cool. So yeah, guys, let's fill up this card and let's see if we'll start to put some. Okay, so we got our first one. This one is from Jason, and I'll write down Jason, and he's missing time 420. He says he feels like the stuff under the pyramid will be hopefully revealed.
So do you want to? So for bingo, it's BINGO. So do you want to put it in the BINGO column, or like what type of column do you want to put it in?
Whatever you think. I'll let you. Whatever you think is best. Like.
I think I'm gonna put it down. I'm gonna start with the four corners first. So pyramids.
Like maybe put pyramid discoveries, like with the stuff under the pyramid.
Yeah, we'll probably do pyramid discovery.
That sounds good. Yeah.
Like something, and I don't know how specific, but pyramid discovery, like some sort of like major event is going to take place with pyramid discovery. So I'm going to put that in one of the four corners.
I'll make a prediction. That I feel like Black Ops projects will be a lot more by this time next year. I think a lot of Black Ops top projects will be coming more to the surface. I hope. That's my prediction. And that's kind of my hope too, that like we start getting full disclosure for some of the stuff that kind of we bring to the surface here, like the more fringe stuff, we know they're having UFO readings, but we want them to start talking about Milab abductions and, secret space programs and all that stuff. And, yeah.
I think one of my other predictions is that I think that we're going to discover another old ancient civilization, something that people have never saw before, like something new. Like they might find a new civilization that was on Earth.
Wow, that'd be. And then what about another civilization out in space? What if they'll reveal another civilization out in space, or Three-Eye Atlas? We could put. Will we ever find out the true meaning of three or whatever Three-Eye Atlas is?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, true.
This is so much fun. I love this.
Does anybody else have
Yeah, we got a bunch. They're starting to come through now. So this one's from Anchor Haven, and some of these are a little bit outlandish, like this one. But like hey, I hope it happens. She says all the super soldiers get paid $5 million back pay each. We can't even get a stimulus in the United States, Anchor Haven. I hope that happens, but like they're fighting for a $2,000 stimulus check for everybody right now. So like I don't know.
I'm gonna put this in the end. I'm gonna put this in one of my categories. I'm gonna put it as super soldiers.
This one sounds like a little bit more realistic. Yeah, this is Melly Star 111. She says universal basic income could be incoming. She says.
Ooh, okay. Universal. Maybe digital ID might go off the table.
Yeah. What about all this chemtrails, food poisons, water poisons? We could bump that into like something like maybe those will be less by next year.
Yeah, we can put that on the bingo board.
This one's from Jay Skyrunner. Oh wait, do you need to catch up, or should I get? Yeah,
I'm trying to catch up.
Okay, sorry, I'll let you catch up. Sorry.
So what was the other one? Universal income or
universal basic income. Then we said, then you said, what did you say? You said
digital ID will
digital
go.
ID, yeah, and then I said food poisons, food, air, water poisons lessened by
I'm gonna say that there's gonna be a new health discovery. I've just found out that they finally cured someone with brain cancer, so there might be another major medical cure that might be released.
That'd be amazing. That would be amazing. I mean, I don't think the drug companies will like that, but it'd be nice for us, for all the people who's had family die of cancer and friends die of cancer and like, look at look what happened with James Rink, for example. You know what I mean? He had a thyroid disease that turned into.
Morgan says the first AI president next year.
Oh, that would be hilarious. That would be hilarious. We got to put that in. Yeah. This is from Melly Star. She says she feels like the whole world will gentle tremble, whatever that means. Okay, I'll give it. Okay, so this is a one from Iron Bear 78. He says he feels like lots more Mandela effects will be more than normal.
Okay, yeah, we'll put that down.
This is fun. And Matthew Mornian came in with a big one, a big topic from our community. He says he predicts ascension. So he feels like maybe we'll see ascension next year, or maybe a lot more of us will be reaching ascension. Do you think so?
I would say that we'll probably get a major wave of people, I guess, awakening. Like more of the general public might be awakened.
Yeah. This one's a little bit specific, but I think it definitely could be one. Jay Skyrunner says Arcturian pyramids will come back.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. I'll go to the next one. Okay, I just want to make sure you're caught up. And this one's from Melly Star. She says we will definitely have more unexplained sky phenomena, so more UFOs and
Oh yeah,
UAPs.
oh yeah. Okay, yeah, that one's a good one.
Rocky Mountain Skywatcher says ZPE gets released. I'm not sure what ZPE is. What is? Let me look that up. What that is? What is that? What is ZPE? I'm asking my AI. I don't know if it even. Oh, 0 point energy. She says, oh, so 0 point energy will get released. That's a good one.
Ooh, okay.
How far are we? Or should we just keep going?
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 9 more squares left.
Okay. This one's from Jason. Jason says AI will detect techno signatures. I'm not sure what that,
I don't know what that means either.
Yeah. This one's from Anchor Haven. She says merfolk will be come on land.
That's a good one. What about something political? Like, I understand that the files got released and everybody was talking about Trump and Bill Clinton and stuff. Like, maybe we might have another major political scandal.
That's a good one. I think that's definitely for sure. I think that'll get us partly towards the bingo. Because the politicians can't help from being corrupt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's kind of what they do. It's like,
so we'll go with political scam, like a funny or a major political scandal.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Anchor Haven says Bigfoot for president. I think that's kind of far off, but it's a good one though. Let me see here. I'm just going through this. This is a great chat tonight.
How about ETs will start to show up more prevalent? Like, people might have more experiences with ETs, like face-to-face interactions with them.
So, yes, I like that. I like that for sure. Yeah.
I'm going to say positive because I don't want negative. So I'm going to say positive.
This is a great group tonight. You guys are all, I'm so glad you guys are all here, and happy holidays, everyone. This one's from Spiritual Ascension. She kind of laughed about it, but she says med beds will be released. But, I put it on there because,
I mostly believe that med beds, I mostly believe that portions, like I went to the Full Disclosure conference and they had like different portions. I have their business card, but I think it's, I don't know.
I saw that when I was there. Cheryl Arbogast has one, right?
I mostly believe it's like sort of released, but sort of not released. So I'm not really going to put that on my bingo board, but I mostly believe that's sort of already a little bit, but not as what people think it should be.
Yeah, because like I think like when people think of medbeds, they think of like full regeneration, like regenerate limbs automatically, regenerate teeth, like cure any disease instantly. Like
start off slow.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because they have to phase out big pharma, right? And they got to phase out the big, I think we kind of got into this, but David Versailles has a good one. He says, see people making contact, accurately being photographed in video. Did we have that?
Okay, that'd be interesting. See people.
This is a good one from Jason. Jason says, "Psy kids will be all the rage," meaning like like psychic kids will be popular. It'll be a popular topic.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me know when you're caught up, and I'll go to the next one. I don't want to move too fast.
Okay.
Danny Hawk says she just got an ad for an old lady bra. She says, "No offense to the oldies, but it was so random." I'm sorry, Danny. I don't have no control over what ads people see or anything like that. Like, that's hilarious, though. That's absolutely hilarious. Like, Anchor Haven says hoverboards. I love that.
Okay,
We've been waiting to come out for years.
Maybe like a version of it, because people were like talking about like flying cars. So
I think you got this one already. Yeah, flying cars. And you said that you got this one, Matthew Mornian, with the first AI president. We got and then Anchor Haven says Matthew Mornian for president. He'd be like a good president, you know. Let me see here. Anchor Haven said again, she says gremlins will be discovered. How about like little folk in general?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Jason has a good one. He says someone from our community will get on Coast to Coast AM. And that would have to be like someone like you or Matthew Mornian or David or Laura Eisenhower or someone from like
will be like on like can become like super popular.
Yeah.
Okay.
Someone says typical skeptic conference. I don't know if I'll be able to get that done by next year, guys. I'm being honest. Like, I'll try, but I can't guarantee anything, you know. Like, I got to get my life together first before I do a conference, you know. But I mean, I really do want to do it. So, I mean, thank you for having confidence in me. You know, I definitely would like to do it.
I have one square left, so.
Okay. Let's get a really good one. We'll get a really good one. Oh, this is an amazing one from Matthew Moore. He says Elon will reveal consumer cloning.
Okay, yeah, I'll definitely put that one down. And now all of my squares have been refilled. So now all we have to do is wait until next year to see whether or not we'll get a bingo this year.
Yeah, this is another one. This is from Colleen. She, as you said, we put her prediction. She says she predicts, will someone else be sitting in Trump's chair? Can we put that one off to the side just in case, like, it happens? Like, what if that happens? What if it ends up being Vance and Trump dies, or like something crazy happens? You know, like, I'm sure we come up with ones like all day. You know, this was an amazing idea though, Audrey. This was so much fun. I'm going to remove this now, and yeah, I can't wait till next year, guys, when we meet again. Hopefully I'm still around. I mean, I think I should be around next year, hopefully. But I mean, you know, we'll get together next year and we'll review the answers and like, yeah, hopefully we get a bingo, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it was really fun. And I think the audience really liked it, and we can probably do it again next year.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think? Do you think we'll get a bingo? I mean, from some of the stuff we predicted,
we might get some squares filled in, but maybe not all of them. But of course, the free space is already taken. So,
yeah. I want to see what the audience is saying. Just real quick before we go, someone said there's still a predicting. They said Mago trains. Someone said I'll get my channel back. That'd be nice. Yeah. This is yeah. Oh yeah. This was awesome. Well, yeah. Is there anything else you want to talk about or promote before we go? And this was
people can check out my YouTube channel, check out my stand store if you want to book a session with me. Please check out my book. My book is paperback and Kindle and is on Amazon. It's called Space School Lessons, Volume 1, Beginner's Guide to Galactic Politics. But yeah, hopefully you guys can check that out. Please like, share my video, subscribe. Also, please also support Draco Reed's work after watching his video. Please also support his work as well. He gave me that QHT session and I'm really grateful for it. So also please go ahead and support his work as well. Also, please support the people that are in my human council. Please go and support their work and their YouTube channels as well. So yeah, thank you guys.
Tell us a little bit about the human council. I heard you guys started that. Like, did you want to talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, I started the human council this year. We're looking for people who want to join. And you can fill out a form and we'll have an interview for people, and it's on Telegram. We are trying to figure out how to get, I know that everybody can't get onto Telegram, but people can get Telegram on their tablet, on their tablets, computer and phone and stuff. So it's like a universal app type of thing. And it's essentially is where we're going to talk about issues that are going on, having a very serious discussion about what is going on in the spiritual Starseed and other different communities that are going on, have a very serious sit-down discussion about them, and to essentially just talk about it and address it and hopefully come up with some answers and stuff.
Yeah, that's cool. Hell yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, guys, follow Audrey, and thank you, Audrey. This was amazing. And I don't have really anything to promote. I'm just going to be live again tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern with Nathan Sizek. So that should be a good show as well. And then tomorrow I just have Brad from the Amanita company coming on. So, yeah, and that's kind of the schedule for now. And then I got to kind of schedule people. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. And thank you, Audrey. I always enjoy having you on. And let's see if we get a bingo, guys. This is going to be exciting. And,
thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, this was awesome. I love this. And thank you, everyone. And I will see you in a little bit. Take care, guys.